What's up, OU fans? I've got 5 reasons why the Sooner softball team is going to win another national championship and make it a historic four-peats in Oklahoma City. And number 1 on the list may not be what you think it is, but let's start at number 5. I think the 5th biggest reason OU softball will win another national championship is because of the crowd. Now, do I get really annoyed with people outside the state saying, well, the only reasons that they're elites, the only reason that they keep winning national championships is because of the crowd? Yes, in fact, I do get really annoyed by that because I think it's crap and I think it's an attempt to take away from how elite and how special this program is right now and how special and elite the teams in previous years have been. You put this tournament anywhere else, OU is going to win the national championship. But it is a factor, and we do have to acknowledge it. OU has an advantage with the crowd. Oklahoma State will have fans in town. Texas will have fans in town. UCLA will have fans in town this week and the next week. But nobody will have more of a home field presence than OU softball. Just the facts. They'll have the most fans there. I think at this moment, they're the most passionate fan base the sport has to offer. The crowd is an advantage. And you do have Texas coach Mike White, who's already complaining about it, saying, well, I know that we should move this thing around and I wish we could, but it's never going to happen in my lifetime. It makes me roll my eyes a little bit. Mike White is already throwing out excuses. Go figure on that. But it is a big deal. It feels like OU is playing a bunch of home games. It's not the reason why they're the best thing going on in the sport and why they keep winning national championships. But the home crowd that's there has really fueled this team in past years. That's number 5 for me. The 5th reason why OU is going to win a championship is because of the crowd support that they're going to have. Take a bow, OU fans. Take a bow because you're a huge reason as to why it has happened and as to why it's going to happen again. The 4th biggest reason, and I could have put this one a lot higher. I could have put this one at 2, and honestly, I may have been able to put this even all the way at number 1 because I think that this really matters. Women's College World Series experience. Now, I can actually mean this from a couple of different ways. I can mean it from a program standpoint. OU is a program. The expectations are to make it to this tournament, and the expectations are to win this tournament. And whether you're a freshman, a sophomore, junior, senior, you've been in the program 6 years, you know what the expectations are year in, year out. This program expects to win on this stage, and this stage is not too big for the OU softball program. So I can mean it by that. And I talk a lot about that when it comes to tournament pedigree at this time of the year. I believe in tournament pedigree, and I really believe in having valuable experience because nothing else throughout the course of the regular season or the postseason can prepare a particular player or a team like playing in Oklahoma City in the environment you're going to face. Nothing can prepare for it. The only thing that can prepare you for it is to actually play in it. So from a program standpoint, OU has valuable experience. From a player standpoint, they have incredible experience going into this thing. In fact, I can't name a team, I can't name a roster that has more experience playing in this tournament than Oklahoma. I mean, think of how many times Kinsey Hansen has played in the stadium in this environment. Now, think about Tiare. Think about Jada Coleman. Think about Riley Boone. Heck, think about Kelly Maxwell, who hasn't played in an OU uniform in this tournament, but at Oklahoma State played in a lot of these games as well. There's just so many individual players, this program, this coaching staff, everyone knows what it takes to win. And you can't make mistakes. You got to be clutch. You got to deliver the big hit. You got to make the big defensive play. 4th biggest reason to me, OU is going to win another national championship. And I think that this is really important, and I could have put it a lot higher. Women's College World Series, it's worth its weight in gold. And no one has played in more Women's College World Series game than this OU team. The moment will not be too big. In fact, this team may have played more at Hall of Fame Stadium throughout their career than they have at Love's Field. Think about that for the 4th-year seniors. The regular season games they've played, the Big 12 tournament games that they played, they know the dimensions. They know this. They know the stadium better than anyone else that's in the thing. And Oklahoma State's played it a lot, as has Texas, as has UCLA. But you got to put that in OU's corner as well. The 3rd biggest reason, as to why I think OU will win another national championship, I'm going with the offense on this one. And I just think of the players right now that I feel like are hitting their stride and playing their best softball. Tiare Jennings comes to mind. Thought she had a really good super regional. Feels like she's really coming alive. You guys know what I mean by coming alive. Like she got maybe a little bit of a mini slump. She snapped out of that. And you got to think, man, it's Tiare Jennings. Even if she had been on a little bit of a mini slump, she's going to bounce back and really hit well in her final go around in an OU uniform. But like the way Tiare Jennings is hitting the ball recently, Alyssa Brito, game one of the Florida State Super Regional, hit 2 home runs. I think she's in a really good spot right now. And then I really like to look at the two true freshmen. Ella Parker, who's one of the 3 finalists for Freshman of the Year. I think that she's really, really heated up. And Cassidy Pickering, who I've already said is going to be a future All-American at OU, and it ain't going to take her until her senior year to be an All-American. By the way, I don't think that she's the only freshman on the team right now that's going to be an All-American. Take everything that I just said and apply it to Ella Parker because I think that she's that good. So yes, at times this year, the offense hasn't been as good as it's been in recent years. At times, they've been a little bit too passive. At times, they've been maybe a little bit too aggressive. At times, they've left too many runners on base. At times, they've tried to hit the long ball instead of just hitting the ball hard somewhere. But I think there's a lot of players right now that are hitting their stride, playing their best softball, and this kind of goes back to the whole Women's College World Experience thing. I think these two kind of go hand in hand with the offense. No moment is going to be too big for any of these hitters. Now, they're going to face some really good pitching. Duke's got really good pitching. Alabama, UCLA, the other side of the bracket. It's not going to be a cakewalk for this offense. They're going to have to do some things in this tournament that maybe they hadn't routinely done at certain points of the year. They're going to have to hit better with runners in scoring position. The clutch gene that we talked about so much, it's got to show up in OKC. But I think it's going to because of the experience that they have, because so many of these hitters are really coming into form and maybe playing some of their best softball. The offense, to me, the third biggest reason as to why OU is going to win another national championship. The second biggest reason I feel like OU is going to win another title, the pitching. And let's take a look at what happened the last time this team played a game. Last time this team played a game, OU threw 3 pitchers against one of the better lineups that they had faced the entire year. Florida State, good on offense. Good lineup. A lot of hitters who have played in a lot of big games in that Florida State lineup. You really respect them offensively. Well, you started Kirsten Deal. She had a great start. Didn't have a 5-6 inning start or anything like that. I believe it was 2 1/3. But she was good in her 2 1/3. Carly Keeney came in relief and was really good. You had Nicole May come in, and she's been shut down now for about the past 2.5, 3 weeks. You threw 3 pitchers, and all of them performed very well and held that Florida State offense, who's good, and were on the ropes, backs to the wall. They knew they had to win or go home. You held them to 2 runs in 7 innings. And that's not even to mention that Kelly Maxwell, your ace, you got to feel good about her going into this because of what she's done the entire season. So how many arms do you feel confident or comfortable with when it comes to OU softball right now? Well, I think you can argue 4. Was that Kelly Maxwell's best start against Florida State on Thursday? No. But against a really good lineup, she held a good Florida State team to 3 runs in 5 innings. Command was a little bit off. Control was a little bit off. We got a big sample size here from Kelly Maxwell. And do I think that what we saw on Thursday is going to be what we see throughout the Women's College World Series? I don't. I think Kelly Maxwell is going to be really good. I think Nicole May is on fire right now, back to the Women's College World Series experience. No one in the circle has as much as her, Nicole May, right? Kirsten Deal has given you a lot here over the course of the past month. And now Carly Keeney, you feel like if you're in a tight spot, then maybe you can pitch her in a big moment in relief as well. This is normally the time of year where Patty really shortens the rotation, where she might ride one arm like she did Jordy Ball last year or G. Juarez a couple of years ago. But don't be surprised if OU goes on to win another national championship, and we're talking about Kelly Maxwell, we're talking about Kirsten Deal, we're talking about Nicole May, and maybe even talking about Carly Keeney all having big moments in the circle in the Women's College World Series. The number one reason, above all other reasons, why I think OU is going to win another national championship and make it 4 consecutive. Defense. I think the defense is the biggest reason why I feel comfortable saying OU is going to win another title. Maybe that surprises you. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you've been watching enough OU softball here in recent years to know that the defense has been a major factor in this team winning a national championship. The last time I got to see OU softball win a national championship with my own 2 eyes, Jada Coleman individually dominated a game defensively like I have never seen before. This game and this tournament is set up for pitchers to dominate and be the story. It's set up for individual offensive players to be big at the plate, dominate a game, and be the story. You have to be special. You have to be elite. You have to be one of the best players at your position of all time to dominate a game defensively to the point where it's the major story of the game. And Jada Coleman has done that before in this tournament. She did it against Texas 2 years ago when OU won a national championship. Robbing home run balls over the wall. Base hit in the gap, throwing out a runner at second base. Jada Coleman, for my money, is the best defensive center fielder that college softball has ever seen. And until someone can give me a better answer or a better player that's patrolled the outfield than Jada Coleman, I'm going to stick with that opinion. But here's the thing. As great as Jada Coleman has been in this tournament, and she robbed one against Florida State last year, she robbed one against Texas the year before, and I can't remember if she did her freshman year, but I know in the Big 12 tournament that year against Oklahoma State, she robbed one as well. That's what Jada does. Jada robs home runs. In fact, I can't remember a time where Jada Coleman had an opportunity to rob a home run and she didn't make that play. She always makes that play. So if you hit one out to center field, you better hope that you clear the wall by about 20 feet or 24 and center field is going to bring it back. But that's just one player. That's not even the entire team. Alyssa Brito, one of the elite third basemen in all of college softball. Tiare Jennings has really found her groove at shortstop. You know what Riley Boone can do in the outfield and so many other positions. This team, the most unsung thing about this senior class and OU's run recently to 3 consecutive championships is the defense, and we've seen it be a star in championship series in the past. So the offense might come and go. The pitching may not have its best day, but the defense is always consistently there with this team. And the defense has often, very often, might I add, against good teams, be the big difference. And everyone's been talking about OU's offense, OU's pitching over the years. Don't overlook the defense. Don't do it again this year, because I think it's going to be the biggest reason OU wins another title. Crowds at number 5, Women's College World Experience at 4, offense at 3, pitching at 2, defense at 1. Agree? Disagree? Drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. Come up with your own top 5 as well. But it's almost here, 2 days away from this Tuesday night until we get started. And I think OU is going to win another title. What do you guys think? Leave in the comments, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. It really helps the channel. But I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., doing a live stream with one of the best OU softball Twitter follows out there. So get your comments ready and everything. But like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's 5 reasons why OU is going to win another national championship.